Good day, fellow Glakitus. Today we will be unboxing a new red dot reflex sights from Vortex, the Viper 6 MOA variant. So let's open it. So the package comes with the red dot reflex sights, this one, and then the cover, the rubberized cover with Viper embossed fonts. Soft. The Picatinny rail mount adapter. You want to attach it on your rifles, shotgun, and other 1913 Picatinny rails. A 2032 battery. What else? Allen keys. These are lock screws and adjustable flat screw driver. So you can adjust the elevation and windage. And the Allen bolt. But the problem with this package, there is no allocated Allen screws for your MOS plates for Glock. So you should provide one and look for it, 2 pieces, the manuals and the cleaning cloth. So with that said, we had a problem with that, so I come up with my own 1mm Allen wrench and Allen screw that we can use later to mount on our G17 Gen 5 and G17 Gen 5 MOS plate. So again, this is not provided when you buy this type of red dot optics. Not only for the Viper but other brands, they don't provide this. So you have to get this. You can avail this at www.facebook.com/GlockHubPilipinas. You can order there. And also this Viper and other red dot reflex sights also on G Planet. You can buy this stuff. So let's set this aside. Okay. So let's have a model pistol. One is a G17 Gen 5 MOS. So let's form chamber safety check. So it's clear. Okay. Okay, clear. And then also a G34 Gen 4 MOS modular optic system. The slide is already cut and provided with 4 different types of adapter plate for different types of red dot reflex sights. This one has the number of 01, which is compatible with the Vortex Venom, Vortex Viper, and the Fastfire 3, etc. So they have same footprints. Okay, as you could see, the Viper model has no plate cover for the base, but there's an O-ring that will lay and seal the gap between the base plate and the base of the housing of the red dot. So you don't need to worry if you shoot on the rainy days or if it will accumulate moisture, because this O-ring will keep you from those moisture and liquids and dirt. Some of us used to cut an acetate so to protect this, but I don't do that. So we'll try to fit it on a G17 Gen 5. Let's try to insert the battery first. Insert it with this manner. So push it. So let's try to see if this is working. Single press will give you different intensities. I think this has 7 intensities. Pressing it down, will lighten the intensity of the red dot. There you go. So as I press it, as you hear the click, it's not that big in actual, but on my camera it's quite large. That's it. 6 mo variant. By the way, this model doesn't have a shake awake or the motion sensor on. If you want to turn off the red dot sights, you just press the down arrow button for 3 seconds. It will turn off. Say pressing it. 1, 2, 3. There. If you want to turn it on, just press once the up arrow button. There you go. So let's try to install it using my provided Allen screws. Before that, let me show you how it looks on a G34. On G17 Gen 5. Let's try it here on a G34. We will not use a Loctite because we will not do this permanently. We will not install it permanently here on this unit for the sake of the video presentation. We'll just adequately tighten it. We will see how it looks like on a G34 with Matak Innovations co-witness sights, suppressor height sights. So as you see, it is co-witnessed, but on my previous video I installed a Vortex Venom model on this type of sights, co-witness sights. The problem on that Vortex Venom is the housing, the thickness of the housing of the base is higher than the notch of the rear sight. So in order to co-witness that, we should remove the plate or customize a thinner plate or buy a higher sights compared to this one installed. There you go. The light emits from that direction on this area. There's a red glass that emits the light towards the viewing area or the window. The pros on this type of red dot: it is slim and wider window, larger viewing area, but lower. So if you want to carry this, it lessens the diameter width from the grip base of your pistol up to the topmost area of the housing, because the Vortex Venom has a taller housing, so it will accommodate more space when you put it on your bag. So most of us here in our country use CCW inside a bag. So you can consider this. The only disadvantage of this model is when you remove the battery, because these two Allen screws are installed with Loctite or with an adhesive. So you need to remove this in order to replace the battery. But as I used this before years back, it's not a problem because the battery does not consume that fast. But the next model that come out after the Viper is the Vortex Venom, which is the battery access is on the top. So you just loosen the battery cover here on this area on the Vortex Venom. The convenient way of removing it is using just a flat screw. This one gives you an hassle because you need to remove this, and sometimes when you already zeroed it or dead center it, you need to press zero again. Let's try to install it on a G17 Gen 5 MOS using the standard sights only. This is not a co-witness sights, these are the original sights. Let's see how it look when it's on a G17 Gen 5 MOS variant of pistol. There. So it cannot co-witness. So if you don't replace these sights, you will be dependent on your red dot only. If you will carry it, or let's say for duty purposes, this is not ideal, because if there's gonna be a problem on your battery or on the red dot system, if it is blacked out, you don't have any sights. So at least if you want to carry it, buy a pair of co-witness sights or reflex sights. Choose the metal ones, not the aluminum. I mean the steel ones, not the aluminum ones. And make sure that the screws of the front sights are steel and not aluminum, because some of the high sights in the market flies out because the front screws are aluminum and it breaks as you shoot. So be aware of the quality of the sights you are buying, and make sure that you can talk to the manufacturer or the seller of that sight and ask them where is the dead center of that sight. So make sure that they have used it, because later on you will be the one to suffer, and it will be just a waste of money buying cheap sights and but ineffective sight. So look for the average price or the higher price. There are Trigicons, there are True Glows, there are Matak Innovations, and so many other sites that are reliable and proven in competition, duty, and carry through the years. If you want to adjust the elevation and windage, you need to loosen the lock screws. Let's try to remove this first. So do not finalize yet your mounting. Do not put a Loctite first. If you want to adjust and zero it, the red dot, you need to unlock this, loosen it counterclockwise. So put it on your adapter plate. So screw it just enough. Ideal dead center is 7 meters, or get the 5 meters first and then later on adjust to 7, 10 or 12 depending on your preference. But for me, I zero it for 7 meters for carry and also for competition. So there, and then adjust it using this flat screw. So clockwise and counterclockwise, and on the windage left and right positioning, adjust this one. So if you finalize it already, remove it again because you cannot access it here because the lock screws are on this area. Just try to remove it. And lock it. Do not over tighten, just enough. So later if you wanna adjust, you can do so. Okay, so you just mount it again, and this time put it a Loctite. But then I will not do it on this unit because it is not intended for this pistol, for video purposes only. So that's it. So that's all for today. I hope you had an overview of the Vortex Viper. Enjoy your day in the range, fellow Glakitus.